Welcome. Hi, friend. Wow, if this video found you, we're gonna take a deep breath together because I feel like we both need it. So welcome to the space. I'm Mystic Maya and I am your cosmic BFF that's here to hold you in your truth so you can take, all the ethereal, the airy revelations that you know within you and ground it down into your physical body, your physical reality. Because that's the thing, we are souls, we are energy having this human experience, and it's so beautiful to connect with creativity and just like infinite possibilities. And I feel like the biggest challenge on earth is not only to find compassion for others and self, but to figure out a way to make your wildest dreams that you know in your heart exists because you were born with this imprint, this knowing. And, we all go through this experience where life challenges our inner dreams, our inner knowing, and it's up to us to continue saying yes to figuring it out, right? Just figuring out, what does thyself need? What does thyself value? And it's a hard game to play because there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of naysayers out there and expectations that is going to try and cancel out what we already know to be true. And if this video found you, we're just going to take some time to chit chat. I have some channeled notes that I want to share with you, and I'll pull an angel card to ground us down. We'll probably take a few deep breaths to really just hone into our heart center and our root chakra, because grounding the lower three chakras is so important when we are trusting in what we can't see. We're trusting what we know is ours, but we have to first root it down in the physical, even before the answered prayer arrives, okay? Because your prayers are granted. What you desire here and here is already done. It already exists in a parallel universe, but it's up to you with your devotion to saying yes to that version of yourself every single day. And that doesn't mean you're not gonna have challenges, right? Like yesterday, on a personal note, I woke up and I felt really stuck. I was making choices from a lower frequency, and like the fear got in the way. And even though I know where I'm going, we're gonna have days that even if we know where we're going, the fear is gonna creep up. And what truly matters is not the fact that fear knocked on your door and took you down for a couple hours. What matters is, did you get back up? Did you get back on your cosmic horse and bring what you know is true up here into the physical through your daily actions? For example, had a hard day yesterday, couldn't really meditate, right? But today I meditated. I did my movement. I did all my morning rituals that I just wasn't able to really focus into yesterday because there was some blockages, and it just happens. And instead of spiraling yesterday, I told myself, you know what? Okay, you're having a day where you're not in your foundation. It's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Enjoy today and see what fear is trying to tell you. Instead of bypassing the fear, I really understood and accepted that, okay, this is the energy that I'm at. The emotion of fear, the frequency of fear is really here and present. Okay, instead of fighting it, which, yes, maybe the first 2 hours there was like, we were fighting a little bit. We were boxing because it's like annoying because you're like, oh, I don't want to be in this frequency. But slowly but surely, I started to realize, like, okay, what happens if I just stop fighting the fear and allow it to really speak to me? And what I understood is I am doing my best to figure out how to feel safe in uncertainty. And if this video found you, most likely you are navigating the same truth. How to feel safe in uncertainty, right? And that's the ultimate paradox. To create roots while you're in movement, like what? How does that even make sense, right? Well, when we zoom out and we understand that our home is truly the body vessel, then all the materialistic attachments that we have fade away. Because do they really matter? No. Do you like them? Do they add comfort? Of course. But at the end of the day, what is truly safe is this vessel right here, and how you maneuver your life through this vessel. Who are you showing up as in through this vessel? So let's take a deep breath in and let's just take a few deep breaths and whatever I shared here today, allow yourself just to be in a receptive mode, right? Take what you need, leave behind what you don't. I do believe that if, we're meeting each other, there's a divine reason. It's cosmic intervention, divine intervention, whatever you want to call it. So just allow yourself to be held. So finding a comfortable position that you can just drop in for a few breaths. We're not going to be here long, but we are just going to ground down before I read you the channeled messages and we pull a card. So just allowing yourself to receive. If you're driving, please don't do this. Don't close your eyes, but you can listen and infuse yourself through the mindfulness. Okay, taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, welcoming in curiosity, exhaling any doubt, any fear, breathing in, root to rise, holding your breath at the top of your crown, exhaling, surrendering, and just coming to a steady breath in and out. And just notice what needs love, what needs attention. And just allow yourself to ground yourself deeper into the earth as you take a deep breath in and out. And just get curious on your exhales. What needs to be transmuted? Is there any shame that's lingering? Any anxiety? Any control? Just witness what is lower vibrational yet profound in its wisdom. And just giving acceptance and forgiveness for those lower vibrational energies. And just allowing them to be data that allow you to choose again. Breathing in and breathing out, allowing yourself to arrive even deeper. And just taking this time to set your intention for the rest of our time together. What is it that you desire to be reflected? For our time together is just a beautiful mirror. This is not to fix you or to say anything other than you are whole and complete exactly as you are. You are exactly where you need to be, and it's only going to get better as you continue being curious and the driver of your own reality, while still welcoming a higher power in to co-create with you, because the truth is you're never alone. You might feel alone, but you're never alone. Just allowing yourself to feel into that presence and that truth that you're never alone. And you have all the tools within you to make your wildest dreams happen. Taking our last deep intentional breath in. Only last, I have to say, I'm having a moment, I'm like, it's not going to be your last breath. Just like in this container with our eyes closed to clarify. So let's try that again. Taking another deep breath in and deep breath out. Beautiful. bringing just joy, activation to the heart, maybe wiggling your fingers or your legs, just coming back to the body as you give yourself permission to open the eyes. Beautiful. Oh, that was funny. I feel like maybe there's this, notion within you that might feel like there's this anxious energy, like the last. But what happens if the last, whatever it is that you're going through, that feeling of there's not enough to go around, what happens if it's actually just an opportunity to replenish? Because when things become empty, we can refill them up. So instead of being scared of the emptiness, what happens if you allowed yourself to be filled by the emptiness? Wow, that feels really good. How does that message feel for you? Because to me, that just like the light bulbs just went on, and I feel like, like I can ground into that. All right, so let's read just a few little nuggets that came through. So I channeled this concept of conquering the unknown through your conviction, which I feel like we've been talking about that, since we started hanging out here today, is like, how do we find the safety within the unknown? And it really is through our, consistent practices that we do every single day. Like, how are you showing up? How are you spending your time? Because yes, time, if you look at it very quantum-y, we can tap into two realities at once. You know what I mean? Like, we can tap into the version of us that is living our dream lifestyle in the now through how we embody ourselves in the now. So to make it not so cryptic, right? Cryptic, and really give examples, because I feel like you get what I'm saying, but you're like, okay, but like, how do I do it? How? And I can just share what I do, right? And like, if it works for you, try it out. Let me know, because at the end of the day, we're all here just collecting data. Life is one big experiment. And when we can soften into that you're not going to have all the answers overnight. You're not going to build your dream castle overnight. You're just not. You're not. It's not going to happen overnight. When we can kind of soften into that like the journey is the whole point, not the destination, then it's a paradox, because then we start speeding up time. When we soften into the fact that there's a process in place versus just, receiving what we want like that, right? Like, yes, your prayers are always answered. Anything that's on your heart that you desire is yours. It is yours. It is yours. It is yours. But the ego can get in the way. And the ego doesn't like patience. The ego wants everything now. But it's like, we create our future in the now. So what are you doing in the now to bring that version of yourself that is living in unconditional love, living in abundance for the highest good of all? How do you bring that version to yourself now, in the now? Well, that version of you wakes up in the morning and already knows that his or her needs are already covered by self and the universe. Self meaning you are programming your mind every single day that you are safe. You are moving your body in safety. You're doing cat-cow. You're doing, on the yoga mat, you're doing the cat-cow. You're awakening up your spine. You are grounding your hands and feet on the earth. You're grounding yourself, You are stretching. You're going for walks. You're allowing yourself to be in a childlike essence. And not even just childlike essence, but like connecting your adult self with the beauty of life and movement. Life equals movement. Like, how often are you moving? Because Change is the most constant thing, and change is movement. So we think, oh, like, let's just like be in our comfort zone and things will come to us. But no, you have to be in an element of movement for things to find you. Because if you are in a stagnant energy, you are unconsciously or consciously blocking your dreams, because your energy needs to be in a state of movement for your, manifestations to find you. Like, movement is how we find the next thing or person, place, thing that's in alignment. You dig? So it's like when we have the courage to be in motion and know that that motion is what is getting us closer to our dreams, and everything works out, because it always does. Like, what small step are you taking today to be in that action mode? Logistically speaking, it could be sending the email. It could be doing the research. It could be going out and talking to that person, right? Because people are portals in general. To create success, to create opportunity, we must be one with the people. The people is the portal. The portal is the people. And when you wake up every day and you affirm to yourself your infinite potential, in meditation, body exercises, somatic exercises, reading books that like elevate the mind, body, and soul, eating healthy foods, really creating from this I am infinite energy, that is when things start aligning. But when you're creating out of doubt, you're blocking your own blessings. And when we operate out of fear, it's really important not to let that fear steer us. If we can get to a place where we just notice the fear as data, then we can unlock something big. For example, how I shared with you how yesterday I was having a lot of fear within the unknown, and I was scared. I didn't feel safe, and I needed to calm myself down and tell myself, okay, what do I know? What do I know is that the now moment creates my future. So instead of being scared of the fear, how can I sit with the fear? I sat down in meditation. I saged myself, which was actually big. It sounds simple, but even just sitting was big in that moment. But even having the courage to be like, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to allow myself to receive, so I sat down. I took slow breaths. I calmed myself down. I brought myself to the center of where I'm at. And I just simply affirmed to myself that I trust myself. And I know that I'm safe no matter what. I am safe even in the uncertainty. And then I went and I grounded my feet on the earth, and I visualized roots growing into the earth, and that I was connected to Mother Gaia, and that she is going to give me help right now, because I don't have all the answers, and I need help. I need support from something bigger than myself. And slowly I started to soften, and just that knowing that I was not alone in this, and that just by choosing again, just by noticing the fear, but then choosing love. And you're going to do that again and again and again, because life is duality, right? It's not about perfectionism. And when we can start to understand that the journey isn't about perfectionism, it's about persistence, we can soften, we can trust that every moment we're taking small steps forward to big accomplishments. Wow. That felt lengthy. That felt profound, and it's like everything. So I have more channel notes, but we're gonna leave that for a new video. I think that's good for today, 1919. So let me know how this resonates and how it lands for you. Hopefully it can add some value to where you're at right now in your journey of just grounding down your truth, even as things in your physical reality aren't really looking yet how you want it to, but trusting that everything is changing. Change is the most constant thing. The more you show up as your higher self in the now, you're rearranging your reality. That's the thing, is when we show up in our higher self every day, and that doesn't mean bypassing the fears. Sometimes we're going to have fears, sometimes we're going to have shame, but we choose again. We're still, reprogramming, we're still healing on a cellular level, and that is the work. That is the work of moving like karmic mountains and becoming, your sovereign being. All right, angels, what do we need to know to ground down the message for the collective? Okay, we got listening, which is so on point for this message, because we are talking about being a receiver in the unknown, allowing the simplicity to be enough. And you're never alone. This concept of you're never alone is really prevalent right now, that when we allow ourselves to access silence, we receive. We will receive, especially if we're open and curious. Curiosity is everything, not perfection, but that willingness to be an empty vessel to receive the next steps. Receive the little thing that you got to do to like move this thing that will open that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's all a map. It's all a puzzle. Every day we're given a key. So just trusting that you don't have to have it all figured out, but as long as you come curious and you come in forgiveness, acceptance, compassion, and creative curiosity, you're going to be good, because you are a powerhouse. You, my friend, are a powerhouse. So have the courage to listen and tap into your inner knowing, because that's going to guide you now more than ever. And just know that I believe in you so, so much. There is nothing that you cannot do. I have this feeling, this like strong feeling that in 90 days from now, your life is going to look so different if you apply the wisdom from this message here today. Take what you need, leave behind what you don't. But if you start to apply the softening, trust, the sovereigning, wait, what? Hold on, I see this, but it's like, I see if you start to apply the art of softening into the unknown, you will activate trust within you. And when you have trust within, you can really build something sustainable. Every moment you're going to be guided to a new puzzle piece. So just continue listening to the ether, because those downloads, okay, they're very, very vital. They're being given to you for a reason. And when you're in a calm state, when you can ground yourself in serenity despite the chaos, because life is duality, there is going to be chaos, there is going to be people, places, things that are going to trigger you or isn't going to go super right. There is going to be some challenges, but when we stick to our devotional practice every day of tuning into the mind, body, and soul, remembering that we are one, remembering that we are infinite and there's nothing we cannot handle, we start to rearrange reality to be in alignment with our higher self in the now. Okay? So just continue to play in your sovereignty, to play in your trust, to play in your unique mission, and just know that I'm truly rooting you on, and I'm really, really excited for you. All right. I think that's it. All right. Yes, this is it. I love you. Have a beautiful day wherever this is finding you. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, go ahead and do so. I would love to meet you and just be a part of this energetic web together. I also have really fun ways that we can work together one-on-one. So if you want to look into that, you can see the details in the description. I also have just a fun offering called A Letter from Your Higher Self, where I channel a letter from your higher self, and it basically is given to you in divine timing. It's like you're probably going through so much right now in your spiritual awakening that it can be a little bit like, what's the word? Okay, yes, confusing, but what I'm seeing is like this person with lots of hands and they're wearing so many hats, and it's like your heart's in the right way but you're still juggling so much, and you just want to be held. You want to be held. You want someone who sees you and remembers you. And this is why I created the letter from your higher self. And yeah, check it out. It's really fun because I'm a graphic designer, spent 10 years in that field, and I created greeting cards that are really, really rad. So I decided that I'm going to use these greeting cards as a part of the letter to your higher self. So based on the message that I channel from your higher self, I pick a greeting card art graphic based on that. So you never know what you're going to get. It's like a mystery, but it's really fun. It comes in the mail too, which is really cool. So it's a global offering. No matter where you're at in the world, as long as you have a postal service, you can receive a letter from your higher self. So check that out down below. It's $39. It's the easiest way to work together and exchange energy, exchange inspiration, exchange just like this fluid energy of reciprocity, infinity energy, all the good things. So check it out. And then I have a free Telegram group called the Higher Self Spiral, because our self-love growth is not a straight line. It is a spiral. Every curve, we're learning something new, coming back to our center. So this group was created based on this concept of having like aha moments, aha inspiration in your back pocket. When the chaos of life like hits you, you can be like, oh shit, like I need to regulate my nervous system. Let's see what's going on in the Higher Self Spiral group. Oh, Maya posted a 2-minute breathwork activity. I'm going to do that right now in my car. You're going to connect, you're going to do your thing, and then you're going to reprogram just through like having that little moment of, oh my God, I have the answers in my back pocket. So join the Telegram group. It's really created from love. I'll be fully transparent. I created this last week and I yet to have a member. So if you are going to be one of the 5 first members, I will give you a freebie treat. I'm still feeling into what that's going to be. Maybe it will be an angel card reading where you get to ask a question, and then I'll channel an angel card for you. Yeah, so that's putting that out there, okay? So if you join the group, this is a timeless message, but let's say you find this message and you're just like, oh, I want that free reading. You're gonna join the group and you're gonna say the title of this video and be like, hey, I found you through YouTube on this video and you promised a free reading. So claim that whenever this finds you. I'm putting it for the five people that join in the now, in the live moment. But maybe I'll like, wait. No, hold up. That got confusing because I'm saying if you find it whenever, then you have access to it. That's a little confusing. But let's just say I want to give the people who support the Telegram group a gift. So we'll figure out logistics later, but join the group. If you found it through this video, message me and say, hey, I found it through this video. I want my free reading. Boom. Saravi. Simple. All right. I love you so much. And take what you need, leave behind what you don't. See you in the next message.